Welcome to another episode of Greatman Ayilara teaching, where we seek simply to know. Please ensure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification button, and to share with your friends. Welcome to another episode of Greatman Ayilara teaching, where we seek simply to know. Please ensure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification button, and to share with your friends. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Greatman Ayilara teaching. Today, we are going to be talking about understanding man holistically. Understanding man holistically, and when I say holistically, I do not mean some pious way of life or holy way of living. I'm talking about in totality, understanding man in totality. And also, when we mention man as a seeker, we do not specifically talk about a certain gender. We're talking about man. Now, you must understand that man in its entirety could be a female or a male. For every single creature, there is a gender, two gender existing in one body, or if you like, you can call it a temple. Now, you must know that when it comes to the word man, it means a living human being, a living human being. And a living human being comprises of their masculine area and also their feminine part also. Every single one of us, we have this part, except for the case that we have been trained up to tune into one part of our life than the other. Now, as a seeker who is performing this constant and daily exercise of meditation, what you find out at the end of the day is called balancing. Balancing is your ability to respond to the situation of life, both from your masculine part and also your feminine part. Because when man is dissected, you can only dissect man into two. Now, for the religious people, either Islam, Christianity, Hindu, whatever it is, they dissect man into three compartments. They say man is having a body, a soul, and also a spirit. But then, as a seeker, we dissected man into two main parts, the feminine part of him and then the masculine part of him. Know that this man is neither male or female. Now, either you are a woman or a man in terms of being a male. These two parts of you exist at every point in time. That's why you have the ability to be aggressive and also to be peaceful or calm in your body. Now, the only reason why there's too much inequality in the world today and so much of violence from this particular gender to that particular gender is because over 1,500 years ago, the feminine part of human being are now being suppressed when the patriarchal society began to gain more upper hand than the matriarch component of our society. Now, the feminine part of everybody was being suppressed. So much so that a female think that until she acts like a man, Until she embraces more of her masculine part, she cannot be heard, noticed, or be recognized in a society. And really, it is not supposed to be so. A male thinks that if he does not put more effort in showing more of his masculine part, it is possible for him to be recognized as a feminated human being who do not have a reign over himself. So a man who is a male that is soft, tender-hearted, and also calm in nature is not being seen as a serious person. A male who can cry, who have emotion within him, who can be depressed, who can break down, is now being seen as a weakling in our society. Whereas both male and female have the masculine part of them and also the feminine part of them. In gender, we must understand that the universe so created every single thing, either flower, either flies, either animals, either water, all the elements of the world contain in them their gender. These two parts of them, the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so let's take an example of a rock or a stone. When a stone falls on you and crush your bone, now we say that a stone is being masculine in nature. But when you are able to carve a stone into your desired statue, or when you are able to break a stone down into creating a magnificent structure for yourself, you will say that this stone is exhibiting its feminine stature because it can now listen to you. Now, it does not mean that the stone is either a male or a female, but the fact that the stone contains both the feminine part and also the masculine part. But the problem of most of the people in the world today, most seekers, they find it so difficult to be able to balance their reaction towards external influence or external happening or occurrence with that neutral spot of bringing in both their masculine and their feminine part. That's why you see some people are way too emotional, while some people are way too aggressive. So when you become too aggressive, it means that you are actually tilting towards more of your masculine part. And when you become so soft and emotional, it means that you are tilting towards more of your feminine part. But really, it is neither good nor bad for you to tilt towards one more than the other. A seeker knows that you must approach life as it comes, not by someone else's standard. A seeker is able to melt an action or the occurrence of life according to what the situation dictates and requires per time. Now, a seeker is not a methodic person who have a constant solution to variable situation. A seeker is not someone who lives by the memory or the hypothesis of others, who knows that, okay, because Mr. A approached this issue like this, I must also approach the issue like that. Sometimes the universe give you the challenge of being creative and also being dynamic in the way you live your life. But most times, a lot of people, mammoth crowd of people, have actually crammed the situation and also the solution ahead of the event. So when things happen to us, we look at how the people of the past approached it, and we approach it that way, which is going to reduce or limit our ability to discover new things. So when you are living your life as a man, either male or a female, you must constantly be aware that inside of you are two sides. Now, a situation that warrant Mr. A to approach life using his masculine side might require you as Mr. B to approach the same situation with your feminine side. For example, you are married to someone who is always taking you for granted. For that person, it might require it might require you to be femme and be masculine with that person for them to get the message. For another person, it might require you only to be feminine, be able to be compassionate, explain things to them, and make them see reasons with you. But if you live your life according to the hypothesis of others, you will not be able to holistically approach life with dynamism and your own uniqueness. Now, I often tell people you cannot afford to be a statue. Being a caricature is the best approach to life. Because the moment you become a status, you cannot be edited, you cannot be flexible, you cannot learn more things, you cannot be twisted, you cannot go through life with so much creativity within you. But when you assume a caricature status or a caricature position, you realize that your nose could be twisted like this, your hair could be twisted like that, your body could be moved this way, but it is still the same you. So either you are drawn as a portrait or as a caricature, we know that it is still the same you. One thing about a portrait is that a portrait have no imagination left. You are just what you are. You are not able to go through one day to another with different approach, bringing out the highest level of your divinity, which is your creativity in life. But if you approach life like a caricature, you know that you are liable to change and also be flexible. So people like that live life smiling because they are adventurer and they want to take adventure in life. They discover a lot of things and they become the fullness of their divine manifestation in this world. So, man holistically is not who he thinks he is as a male or a female. So, over the time, women in the society have been oppressed and subjugated to think that only a male could make sense in this world. They have been suppressed so much to think that only if you are a man or a male can you be a ruler, can you be a leader, can you be someone that can be listened to. It should not be so. So over the period of time, women have soaked it in, they have bottled up the injustice and the inequality in, and the outburst here and there today is just the repercussion of the society programming every single one to tilt towards more of their masculine side than their feminine side. So a woman wants to pass a message across to a husband who is not listening to her, she pour hot water on her, or even stab her, or even kill her. A woman wants to make her plight known that you are cheating on me. So the best thing she think about is, what does a man do that I also have been told I cannot do? Okay, let me also cheat on it. So in order to exhibit her own masculine side, she goes ahead to think that being a male or being masculine will get more attention and attraction in life and will get a message known to people quickly than being a female self or tilting towards a masculine self. So I constantly employ the people of the world, especially if you are a seeker like myself, to always know that you are neither a man or a woman. You are neither a male or a female. You are a human. And a human being have two compartment part of him or her. You can have your masculine side working for you in a tough situation, in the time of turbulence. And you can have your feminine side of you working for you in a peaceful time. Now I'm going to show you something that I have shown you possibly before. Now, this is one of the elements that a good seeker must know in and out. It is called gender. I will be taking you through some more, maybe as time goes on. It is called gender. We have spoken about this before. Now, you see, this gender, the law of gender says that gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests in all planes of life. Like I have explained earlier before, even the ocean, the sea, have its own gender. The masculine part of it, the feminine part of it. I have made an example of a rock before, or a stone. When it falls on you so bad, you think it's manifesting its masculine side. But when you can carve it to what you want and it bringing out a beautiful architectural structure, you say it is feminine because at that time it is listening to you. But when you tilt towards more of a stone listening to you without it manifesting its masculine side, you can't call it a stone. So what makes it a stone is the fact that it can easily manifest both its masculine side and also its feminine side. So also the sea, the river, when it is raging, we say it is bringing out its masculine side. When it is calm, we say it is bringing out its feminine side. But then I want to show you something about mankind. Mankind so much want to be stipulated. We often like to be put in a box such that when a person who have manifested his muscular side for a period of time began to embrace his or her feminine side, we begin to think that, oh, they have been negatively influenced. No, all of these principles, this gender, is right within every single one of us. And not one is bigger than the other. That's where we got it wrong. The feminism campaign going on and all of those going on right now, it's only a repercussion of us tilting towards more. And then when you look at a normal feminist in the world today, you would also see that they are actually not exhibiting their feminine part. They are actually tilting towards their masculine part. Because a feminine wants you to hear her voice, be firm, be very drastic, and all of those things, those are things, the aggression that a feminist is exhibiting is only a feminist trying to tilt towards more of a masculine side. So maybe by chance, she can be heard or she can be noticed in the society. And you know what happens when you tilt towards one part of you than the other? You are met with depression because the life is being orchestrated on the plane of balance. The ability to be able to balance, know what situation requires. Is this situation requiring you to be masculine? Is it requiring you to be feminine? Or is it requiring you to be both at the same time? Is the only way to live life with peace of mind. A seeker knows that. A seeker do not act before he or she thinks. A seeker look at situation that warrant attention, because everything that happens to us in life are only calling for attention. Even someone that hates on you needs more of your love. So when someone hates on you, they are actually exhibiting their masculine side. You cannot add more masculinity to what they already have in existence. It's going to choke up the atmosphere and the environment. What you need to do is to now apply your feminism, your feminine part to their masculinity at the point in time. That's why you must have heard that those who hate you deserve your love. Not because you are a fool, but because you know that opposite attracts. When someone keep hating on you, envying you, doing bad things against you, they are simply calling for your attention that love me more, care for me more, be more compassionate towards me. I also deserve the kind of life you are living and all of those things. But if you are a seeker, you are not observant enough or knowledgeable enough, you realize that you want to give them what they give to you. You want to repay vengeance with vengeance, revenge with revenge, an eye for an eye, and all of those principles that religion taught you. As a seeker, we look at a thing and we bring the opposite of it. When things are not going well, we know that we are the one that is going to make the world go round. When people hate us, we love them back every time. When people curse us, we bless them back every time. When someone is unfaithful to us, we become loyal to them. And so when we manifest this oftentimes and most times, we realize that it becomes our nature. Now it becomes our nature not to be foolish or not to be a fool, but it becomes our nature to be the one who pacify the world of all of its agony and chaos. We become the one who take on the responsibility to bring light where there is darkness, because only something that is decaying requires salt to preserve it. Do not forget also that while you are adding preservation to other people's life, you are also susceptible to decay. But whatever it is you give into the universe have a way of replicating it back to you. But have you mastered both sides of your being holistically? Or did you just want your own masculine part to be the only thing you are known for? So in marriage also, there is nothing stopping a woman or a man from cooking in the kitchen. It is not a woman's job. There is nothing stopping you as a man in taking the children to school or bathing them. That's your feminine part. That would be your masculine part. And there's nothing wrong if a woman also is the breadwinner of a home. Only a family that is not a seeking family want to put one particular duty on a certain gender than the other. Because relationship for a seeker is about who is available to do what needs to be done, not who is meant to do what needs to be done. So if nobody is doing it, I will not do it. It shouldn't be so. Life should be about, am I available to do this? Am I empowered enough to get this done? So when you live life exhibiting both your masculine and feminine part, when situations arise, even though you are a male, you are able to respond to it with your feminine part. These are simple wisdom to live life. It is not common. It is not for everyone. It is for just a few seekers who want to live life to the maximum part of it. It is not a very popular message, but understanding man holistically requires you as a being to first know that you are compartmentalized with two equal sides of you. To your left side is your feminine side. To your right side is your masculine side. How often do you touch base with both, depending or regarding the situation that you are presented at times? So you seem wiser than the rest because you are calculative and you are calm. Not because you are that full of wisdom, but because you want to really determine what part of me should respond to this. So you are not spontaneous in your action. You are not reactive, you are active. Nothing now happens to you by surprise because whenever they happen, you digest it in and you choose what part of you should respond to it that you will not later regret in life. So for the women out there, it doesn't really make any sense for you to tilt towards more of your masculine side while you think that your feminine side is being taken for granted. And for the men out there also, tilting more towards your masculine side than your feminine side does not make you the head of the home or the leader in the society. Until you learn to balance these two parts of you, you will never be able to be a holy man, holistic man, a man that is total. My name is Greatman Ayilara, and thank you for watching today and learning with me. You can join me on my YouTube channel, Greatman Ayilara on YouTube. Press the subscribe button and also the notification button. I am a seeker. I am the light of the world. I bring illumination to darkness. I am a seeker. I am the salt of the world, and I bring preservation to every decaying situation. I am but a little speck in the cosmos of life, but I will not depart from this world without knowing everything there is to know. Namaste.